Hey friends, it's me Alyssa and I am back with Live in Local Atlanta and I'm here with my incredibly talented friend. I'm here with choreographer and longtime dancer James Berry, and he dances in The Empire Strips Back, and I'm so excited. This is a show here in Atlanta that you guys absolutely have to take advantage of. It's at Pullman Yards. If you're a Star Wars fan, if you're a burlesque fan, it's definitely in your wheelhouse. James, thanks for joining me today.
Thanks for having me, Alyssa. It's good to be here.
I am so excited that you're here. I really came across the show The Empire Strips Back, happenstance, just doing a little bit of work, a little bit of research, and I was like, what is this? This seems so cool. So I just had to reach out. I had to get you on the show to talk to you about The Empire Strips Back. What exactly is it? It sounds obvious, but let's dive into it.
Yeah, so it's a burlesque parody show. So we're parodying Star Wars in a burlesque sense on stage. So there's dancing, striptease, a lot of comedy interspersed with a great MC that controls the flow of the show. It's a really fun night.
That sounds so fun. So let's talk about how, this kind of came to light. Can we get a little bit of the backstory about how, comedy, burlesque, and Star Wars all came together?
So the show was designed by a man in Australia named Russell S. Beatty. Back in the day, he had a venue in Newtown called the Vanguard, and they would put on little burlesque shows just to fill in between events that they had at that venue. So one time they decided to throw together like a Star Wars burlesque show just for a bit of fun, and it sold out straight away. So it turned from a 1-week run to a 3-week run, and all of a sudden they thought, we're onto something here, and they started organizing tours, and it just grew and grew and grew from there. So it is the brainchild of Russell Beatty, who has created a lot of really cool burlesque shows in the past as well.
That sounds so incredible and so fun. Now, I think it's really cool that you also play a character in the show. You play Chewbacca. Okay.
Yeah.
Just want to make sure I got that right. I'm a Star Wars fan, but when you put me on the spot, I'm like, oh, I don't know his name. And I have to say, I don't know if you guys can tell, but James is like a giant. He's really, really tall. So at first I was like, okay, I didn't know what to expect. And then when I saw him, I'm like, yep, he definitely would play Chewbacca. Let's talk about how you feel playing the character versus before playing the character.
Playing the character is great. When I'm on stage, I think because this show has such a nostalgic value for a lot of audience members, I really see a lot of people's inner child come out when I step out as that character. So it's really, really fun. And then I get to kind of melt away into the background when I'm leaving the theater, because people do tend to get it when I'm walking out. And they're like, that giant guy was probably Chewbacca. But it's a really fun character to embody because you get to interact with people's childhood nostalgia. Get to party with them as this character, and I get to let out like my inner b-boy rock star fantasies up there on stage. It's really great.
Now, you've been with the show for 8 years. What's been your favorite part of being with this show tour so far?
I think watching it grow and develop. It's been really, really cool seeing it go from, we would tour once a year in Australia, and in Australia you can only really hit the major markets of that country over one weekend. So we would do one tour which would last a month just doing weekend shows in different cities, and slowly it grew. When we did an American tour, then we did a bigger American tour, and now we're at these cities where we can do sit down shows like we're doing here, and we're here for another 6 weeks. So getting to see that evolution and see the audiences grow and see more and more people get to experience this really fun, crazy circus that I'm a part of, has been really beautiful to watch.
That sounds so cool. And you mentioned how long you're here in Atlanta for. Can we talk about the logistics, how people can find out information, get their tickets, and all of that?
Yeah, so if you go to the Empire Strips Back on Instagram, that'll link you to the tickets. Or if you go to www.theempirestripsback.com, you can find tickets to any city, including Atlanta. You can actually vote for other cities. If you're somewhere else and you think, I want to have that here, you can let them know through that as well. So that's probably the easiest path to get through, and it might also give you a bit of a feel for what the show is about.
Absolutely. I love that. Now, I do want to switch gears a little bit and let people get to know you a little bit deeper. I mean, you have to be a fan of Star Wars, I'm assuming. to be on a Star Wars themed show. So we're going to play some rapid fire questions, if you will. And I want to start with, who are maybe your top 3 favorite Star Wars characters?
Chewbacca, obviously, would be number 1. Yoda, because he's a scoundrel. And then I would probably say Finn from the new movies. I really like his character.
I do like Finn as well. I think he's a good character. Now, do you get this a lot? Do people ask you to do an impression often?
Yes. When I got the role, I spent about 2 hours in the car driving to my home, practicing every day, just being like, oh. But I do finally have it, a bit of a, oh.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a good skill to have.
that is, you never know when that's going to come in handy. Oh
yeah.
My gosh, I was not expecting that. Wow. Okay, so can you rank the movies, your favorite, like rank them in your way, the favorite way you'd like to watch them?
Oh, that's difficult because there's a lot now.
That is. Okay, let's stick with the original 3 and then the prequels. Let's start there.
Yeah, I think I would literally rank the original 3 just in order of appearance, so 4, 5, 6. The prequels, I would probably put the new ones over the prequels. I wasn't a massive fan of them. I really liked 3, 4, 5, and then all the new ones that are coming out. There is a little bit of dilution happening with so many series that's coming out, but I think it is great that we're getting to develop the Star Wars universe and see all these backstories that were more in the animation or in the comic book realm come to light and give even more depth to the Star Wars universe.
Absolutely. What would you say to a person who's trying to marathon the series? Like, what's one word of advice you would give them? I
do have advice for this because when they were releasing new series, me and my housemate, every time a new one dropped, we would binge watch from start to finish and then go to the midnight premiere of the new one. So we started having to wake up, because my roommate had to have it all happen in the one day. So we would wake up at 6 a.m. to start episode 1 and get through it. So lots of coffee, make sure you time it so you get a little break and you get to go outside. Otherwise you kind of become a little bit of a couch demon. Good bit of popcorn and do it with friends, I think. It's really nice.
That sounds so fun. Now, I have to say, with all the movies, I feel like it's probably a full 24-hour process now, I'm assuming.
Very much so. The last one that came out, we did have to start 1 or 2 the day before and then have a nap and then get into it. So I think nowadays, if you're trying to do it, it is a 2-day adventure. Okay.
I'll have to make sure I make a note of that. Okay, so I'm going to set the scene for you. Are you a Jedi Master or are you with the dark side?
Oh, definitely Jedi.
Okay, so I'm going to set the scene for you now. You have to go on an adventure. Who are you taking with you if you're the Jedi Master?
I'd want to say Chewie because he's like, I just want a giant companion there. But I think in terms of Jedi, I'd probably still opt for Yoda to be a cheeky little master that you've got to try to solve riddles with.
Okay, perfect. I love that. And will you let everyone know one more time how they can get in contact with you guys, find you on social media and everything like that?
You can follow us at The Empire Strips Back or visit www.theempirestripsback.com to find out which cities we're in, where to get tickets, or you can look up the show on Fever. Yeah.
Yes. Okay, very nice, perfect, James. This has been so fun. I hope you are able to come back sometime soon when you guys are back in Atlanta for sure.
Thank you for having me.
This is Live and Local Atlanta. I am Alyssa. Make sure you download the free Odyssey app. That's AUDACY inside the App Store. And once it's downloaded, go ahead and favorite Star 94 Atlanta so you get notified of exclusive conversations just like this one with my friend James, aka Chewbacca. And of course, if you want to stay up to date with me, you can give me a follow across all social media at itsme_LyssaD. I'll see you guys next time.